contemporary. Cold time of year then, cold time of year now. Is there something building up, building up, building up? And is that what's called, are we getting a warning of something coming? The idea of this sort of dark force coming out through hell is what it's sort of indicating in some ways. When I say indicating, I mean that's what people of the past may well have believed, and they would have been terrified of any seismic activity in this area.
And we're suggestible as well. I mean, we drove here tonight together through this uncharted land to us, and we asked somebody for directions, and can you just tell us what the chap had outside his house?
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of a bit mesmerising, wasn't it? We pulled up, and it was one of those, I mean, quite glamorous, but funny little shed sort of thing, you know, a glamorous little house made of wood. And this chap came out, and then we looked and did a double take, and there was this, the great head of some beast, a skeleton, like in this room, but on a, in like a little chapel thing almost, in his garden. It was just such an odd thing to have in your garden. You know, blow the nose, let's have a jolly nice little skull on a stick. It was very odd, and that's only about half a mile from here. OK, now back to the castle. You mentioned earlier, very strong links, evidence even that it was here, or there were settlements here in prehistoric times. Yes.
What was around here, if anything, to make them want to build a castle here?
Well, that's the thing that causes all the fascination, and, you know, because it isn't apparently protecting any borders, it isn't near any trade routes, so why do it? It could be the argument for hunting. I mean, the woods are fantastic. What is interesting is it does seem to be kind of a secret place. Like, you know, the Nazi activity, we know the records were destroyed, although locals talk about it. We know that, in fact, when the communist state was here, the whole area is surrounded by dogs, and apparently they thought things were kept here. I mentioned this earlier. So all I can say is it does seem to be a place where people kind of hide things away, and that's what makes it interesting. Incidentally, the kitchens and all that, I'm not very caught up with that, because quite often there were sort of almost shed things in the grounds.
So they wouldn't necessarily have been inside the building?
No, no, no. In fact, they more commonly weren't in the early buildings. They were usually in the courtyards.
Leslie, thank you very much for the moment. Yvette and the team are relocating. We're getting back to the vigil after this break. Join us for Most Haunted Live from Prague. We are looking for the evil within. Welcome back to Most Haunted Live, the search for the evil within from just outside the fantastic Gothic city of Prague in the Czech Republic. Yvette and the team have relocated since when we last saw them. Let's catch right up now with the investigation team and find out what is occurring. Yvette.
OK, we are in a very strange and spooky place. It's called the torture chamber. We've come down one set of stairs. Guy is just stood at the top there. Are you leaving us, Guy?
I'm going to leave you to it, yeah.
OK. Just to let you know, Chris Burton's on camera. Matt is here on sound. And we have Kieran and myself. Carl and the rest of the team are in a different area of the castle. I have communication via walkie-talkie. But we're going to go down here now. Watch your foot.
Watch your head.
Footing and watch your head here. Because down at the bottom is the most extraordinary chair. It's called the Devil's Chair. I have no idea why. But we're going to do some scrying. We basically asked people who's scried before in the team, and there are a couple of people that haven't scried, and Chris Burton, you're one of them. So what we want you to do is sit on the Devil's Chair, and then Kieran will tell you what to do. So you need to take your hat and your torch off, OK? I'll take the camera.
Is Matt not doing it first?
No, you're going to do it. OK? You all right?
Mm-hmm.
OK. Right, so you sit...
Take your hat and torch off as well.
Hat and torch off, yeah. I've got the camera, so you'll have to do everything else, Kieran, I'm afraid.
You take that. You hold that in both your hands.
That's the scrying mirror.
Can you see your reflection in there, or do I need to hold... Tell me when you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can see me coming up, yeah.
Lower it a bit so we can see... Yeah? Can you see your reflection in there?
Yeah.
OK. Scrying is kind of an ancient form of oracle gazing. And they used to do it with reflective pools of blood. But now the modern technique is to use mirrors. And you basically just free your mind and just look into the mirror and focus on your reflection only. And supposedly you can either see a spirit face forming on your own face, or maybe a spirit behind you, but more often than not people see it forming on your own face. And it may take a few minutes, but just focus on your face.
That's horrible. That's like veins all over. That's horrible, Kieran. That's horrible.
Tell us what you're saying. What were you saying?
I'm seeing like... It was like an old version of me, like
That's
veins
what I
all
saw.
over, like getting old and
Yeah.
wrinkly and veins and...
You see yourself. It's almost like you're seeing yourself. You know, when you're really old. But it could also be a spirit trying to come through and using your face. Okay, ready?
So lower a bit. Can we see his face? Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to Chris. Show your face to Chris.
God, I can see myself in about 50 years. That's horrible. That's got to be Matt's turn now.
Okay, Matt, go on.
Let me hold the mirror.
Chris, just hold up. Got it. Okay, mate. So what is it, hats off?
Yeah. And if you sit in the chair. Okay, hold it in both hands. And tell me, can you see your reflection now? Okay. And just free your mind and just focus. It may not be as quick as Chris, may take a few minutes. And just focus on your face and watch the spirit transfigure on yours.
I see what you mean, Chris. You look gaunt, don't you, and drawn out and... I don't like it, no.
Keep doing it. Put your face over this young man's face. Let him see your face. Show your face to him. Whoever's here now, show your face to him. What can you see? Describe what you see.
I can only see one side of my face because of the darkness on that side. But it looks like I've lost about 4 or 5 stone. I look older. My eyes are completely black. There's no difference between pupil and the rest of the eye. It's all got a completely black eye. It's not pleasant.
I can hear noises as well. I'm hearing a bit faint tapping.
Sorry.
I've just been told something that Leslie's come up with a theory, but I'm not going to say what it is because it might throw suggestion.
Okay.
Tell me what you see.
Just getting older, thinner, drawn out. It's like it's not me.
Listen. Did you hear it?
No, what did you?
Did you hear that? It was a...
From in here.
Yes. Yes. I'm surprised you didn't hear it. It was loud. Chris heard it.
I was focusing on what Matt was
Yeah.
saying.
Okay, Kieran, you do it.
Okay.
I'm sat in something called the Devil's Chair as well, which is just the weirdest looking
Take this
thing.
off.
Do you want to take the camera, Chris?
Yeah, I'll just pass my son.
Okay. So, Kieran, obviously you've done scrying before.
Yeah.
Can I just say something quickly? I know I said that my face changed and looked more drawn out and my eyes were black. It was very serpent-like.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was halfway between my face and, you know, kind of like a very